Quest presents an unabridged recording of English Night by Griff Hosker, narrated by Malk Williams. Prologue. Constantinople, 1120. I am Alfraed, son of Ridley, the leader of the English Varangian Guard in the Emperor's court in Constantinople. I was named after the last descendant of King Harold Godwinson, who was killed at Battle Hill in 1066. Alfraed had come with my father and fought for Emperor Alexios. Alfraed was dead these many years, and the Emperor had recently died. My father had decided that, as he was getting older, we should return home, back to the land which was now called England. We stood aboard the Genoese ship which would take us to Francia, and I watched the land of my birth fade into the east. Constantinople, or Miklagord, as my father's men named it, was the only place I knew. I did not want to go. I did not want to leave my pampered life. I had been happy in that exotic city. All my friends lived there. I had many friends and a wonderful life. I was familiar with all of its ways, and now I was being dragged reluctantly to a new home in the West. It was unfair. I glanced at my father, who was now white, shrunken, and frail. He had once been the most powerful English Varangian serving the Emperor, but now time and age had caught up with him. He had fought in his last battle. He had led his last warriors. I had to return with him, to the home he had left so many years earlier. I owed my pampered and exquisite life of joy to him, but he was taking me away from all of that. He had been a sad, quiet, and lonely man for these past 20 years. His wife, my mother, had died giving birth to me, and he had withdrawn into himself. I think that he found it hard to talk with me. He was used to warriors. The only people he had ever loved were Alfraed, my mother, and me. The only time he spoke to me was to tell me the tales of the two of them as Housecarls, fighting first the Welsh and then the Normans. I knew of all the battles in which they had fought, and heard of every enemy they had slain. I knew of their journey down the Rus rivers, where they had fought Petchings, until they had entered the service of the Emperor, where they had fought the Normans. Once Alfraed had fallen in battle.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?